أشرف المرسلين سيدنا وحبيبنا مولانا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى آله وصحبه وبارك وسلم. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وزدنا علما يا مقلب القلوب ثبت قلوبنا على دينك آمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. كيف حالكم؟ Everybody well? Enjoyed your last breakfast this morning? Your last donut? Alhamdulillah. Okay, Bismillah, let's just warm up, inshallah. You know, warm up stretches with fa'ala altogether, inshallah. Fa'ala, yufa'ilu, taf'ilan, mufa'ilun, mufa'alun. Fa'il, لا تفاعل نزل ينزل تنزيلا منزل منزل نزل لا تنزل. Okay, third verb فاعل يفاعل فعالا مفاعل مفاعل فاعل لا تفاعل. جاهد يجاهد جهادا مجاهد مجاهد جاهد لا تجاهد. Okay, now we go to the fourth verb أفعل يفعل إفعالا مفعل مفعل أفعل. أرسل يرسل إرسالا مرسل مرسل. أنزل ينزل إنزالا منزل منزل. Okay, the sixth verb تفاعل يتفاعل تفاعلا متفاعل متفاعل تفاعل لا تتفاعل. تبارك Okay, a new verb is going to be the seventh verb. Infa'ala yanfa'ilu infi'alan munfa'ilun munfa'alun. Infa'il la tanfa'il. Again, infa'ala yanfa'ilu infi'alan munfa'ilun munfa'alun. Infa'il la tanfa'il. One more time. Infa'ala yanfa'ilu infi'alan munfa'ilun munfa'alun. Infa'il la tanfa'il. You want us to memorize that first line also. Homework. Now we'll go over the next ones, inshallah. Inqalaba altogether. Inqalaba yanqalibu inqilaban munqalibun munqalabun. Inqalib la tanqalib. Do we give you the answer sheet for this? Yes. Okay, so we have the answer sheet before you did it. Okay, so what does inqalaba mean? To turn. Next one, infajara. Infajara yanfajiru infijaran munfajirun munfajarun. Infajir la tanfajir. What does infajara mean? Burst forth, gush forth. The way you can remember also is the meaning of fajr. What does fajr mean? It means the dawn, but fajr is actually when you have a dark sky and then the light just bursts forth. Especially if you're out, sometimes on the camps you're outside at time. You close your eyes for 10 minutes, you open your eyes and it's like it's bright suddenly. It just bursts forth. And also the word fujur as well. Or fajir. Fajir is a sinner. Fujur means sin. It's actually someone whose the sin almost like bursts forth, emanates from them. So in fact, means like normally they use for like wells and springs to burst forth. There's a mistake here. An bajasa is in bajasa. It's all the same, exactly the same vowel. In bajasa altogether. In bajasa yan bajisu in bijasan munbajisun munbajasun. In bajis la tanbajis. In bajis also means to gush forth as well. Next one, in sarafa Insarafa, yansarifu, insirafan, munsarifun, munsarafun. Insarif, la tansarif. What's the meaning of insarafa? Means to depart. And from the word sarf, which means to move, it means to change, to turn as well, yes. Next one, intalaqa. Intalaqa, yantaliqu, intilaqan, muntaliqun, muntalaqun. Intaliq, la tantaliq. Which means what? Move also means like to proceed. Like means to proceed, like to move, to carry on.
Exactly the word talaq.
Talaq, it comes from the same root letters. What's the connection? I have to think about that. The connection basically is you make up in your mind. You look it up and then you make it up. But you can check it quickly. Talaqa. Interesting. Talaqa in the first bar means to be happy and cheerful and jovial. And to get divorced also. I think the dictionary is giving you some deep advice there. So, free at last. Yeah. I mean, second bar, talaqa yutaliqu means to be free. So, talaqa yutaliqu means to be set free. You free someone. Also means to divorce and so on. Fourth bab, to undo, to loosen, to disengage, to be set free, to make something, in other words. I think intalaqa, in terms of the idea between talaq and intalaqa, would be the idea of the seventh bab, to be free, to be loose. It's basically when you're releasing something. When you release something, it basically, like, it proceeds. You with me? Like, say you have guests and you release the guest, and the guest moves off. You with me? You have an arm, you raise the arm moves forth. So the idea of letting something loose and to proceed. So it will be the link between talaq and intalaq. So that's why you just read the open dictionary and just read it and you just make up. Every word is yes. But I'm saying that's the whole point, is that every word in Arabic, once you start getting into the root letters, you start thinking about it and you start, like talaq means labor pains. I mean it's you start really getting a lot of connections. Talaq means to run a foot race. What's the idea of releasing someone on the mouse, gets it go? You know what I mean? So now you must releasing them to run. So it's interesting when you start going into like the word talaqa means to be at ease, to be relaxed, or maybe like release from your restraint, from your stress, from a sense of ease. You know, so there's a lot in every word, and we do a bit more about it next year, inshallah. But the first step is that you can only appreciate the richness if you sort of know the babs, like you know the babs exist. Otherwise, it means nothing to you. You know what I mean? Fourth bab, second bab. So I know a lot of you are stressing about the babs. People even drop out because of the babs. I don't know why, but for the babs, I know it's a lot and it's a lot of volume and difficult to memorize. But at the very least, I just want you to just be part of the process. So you hear the idea of different babs, you hear the different qualities, you have some idea about it. If you can memorize it. If you can't memorize it, at least be able to say it smoothly. Just be able to say in talaqa, just read it smoothly. That's the minimum. That's fine for me. So don't stress about it. Most students don't know their babs, even full-time students. Most students don't know their babs. I actually only learned it properly when I started teaching because I had to know it.
I'm starting with the babs because the way I studied was like, for example, the damir with a verb,
Yes.
So now when you switch over to the verb, it's like I can't reconcile it.
Yeah, but the damir is separate. The idea behind the bab is generally because when you open the Quran, you're going to open to any page and you're going to find that there are just babs everywhere. So it basically gives you, like I'm opening the Quran, I'll open to a random place and just show you. If I open to any surah, and I'm going to look at the surah, I'm going to find out allamahu shadidul quwa. Now if I can learn allam means to teach, but if I know that allam is second bab and means causation and means the causation of knowledge, the discussion I can have about the word is much deeper They're just saying word for word translation. So what I'm saying is, even if you don't understand, you can't memorize fluently everything, you can participate in the discussion of the verb. So when I speak about it, it makes somewhat sense and so on. So that's why we basically do the verbs, because it appears all the, like muntaha is also in the verb, but 8th verb we didn't get there yet. It's going to be everywhere. Yeah.
Can Mulana just tell to maybe Surah Hujurat, like for example, find ta'ifatan min alladhina iqtatalu.
Yes.
And then I can understand for aslihu is like a fi'l al-amr, but when you go further down the verse, faqatilu, does that also fall under a scale with a fi'l al-amr? Because
yeah, so iqtatalu is on the 8th verb, we haven't done it yet. Ifta'ala, iqtatala. And qatilu is on the 3rd verb. There are different qualities, yes. So that's the kind of discussion you will have once you know the verbs, basically. Yeah. So I'm saying the first thing for me is just all of you must just go through the process of just going through the 10 verbs. I know it's painful sitting here every time like why am I doing this? Doesn't make any sense. But it is the platform that we use to discuss Quran when we teach it. Then I can say iqtatalu is on the 8th verb. What's the quality of the 8th verb? Can you see this? And this is different from this verb. But I can only do it once you've been through the 10 verbs. So once you've been through, then I can have a discussion now. You don't know. So even if you don't know it completely, you can follow the discussion. You with me? But the first step is don't worry too much about it. Just get the fluency going. Yeah. So the quality of this verb is generally inflection. So inflection means that there's a majhul meaning. So majhul meaning is that let me just see quickly something. Didn't I give it to you this year? Didn't I give it to you? So why didn't you tell me? You're shy. You're scared. Okay. Didn't I give you a PDF of all the Mazeedfeehi verbs on it? Okay, yes, I'll give it to you now. You just tell me. Okay. So basically what I'm doing is, we're not going to reinvent the wheel. I took an extract from another book. So you can see here's a book called Trilateral Verbs in the Quran. Can you see the verb number 2? Then it has points to note. Some form of this verb has a causative meaning. You with me? Then some form of the verb has a strengthened meaning, intensification. Qatta'a yuqatti'u. And they have more than I've actually mentioned. They have extra ones also. Okay, so this here PDF has all 10 verbs. There's form 3, form 4, it's on book, yes. It's an Arabic to the Quran book or something. Form with Quranic examples. Okay, it's on your shared folder now. I'll put it just there now. Okay, so what I did now, like in the last minute, is I put it on the shared folder now. So when you go home, it'll be there. Inshallah, it'll be there, inshallah. Just go to lesson files, you know how this works there? You know how the website works? I don't know if people are even using the website, but it's on the website, everything. So you just go to your Mizan, you go to lesson files, go to second year, then you'll find it there. I mean, I put it like a minute ago, so like now, it'll be there, inshallah. Okay, so while we are there, let's just go quickly to the 8th verb and see what they say here. 7th, sorry, the 7th. Are we 7th verb? Yeah. We are on the infa'ala. We're in the 7th verb. So infa'ala. Okay. So he says, points to note, some verbs of this form might have a completely new meaning. That's like for every verb you say the same thing. He said every verb could be completely new, not linked to a previous verb. So that's the first thing. So a completely new meaning doesn't have a quality. It's just a new meaning. But I wouldn't agree with that, but anyway. He says talaqa here means to be free, and in talaqa means to proceed. But I'll still say it's an intransitive meaning. Why? Because talaqa means when you free something. In talaqa means it's that thing which has been freed and is now able to proceed. You understand? So I wouldn't really agree with that example, because I can still apply the quality of the verb, which is the quality of this verb is a passive voice verb. You think of it as passive voice. Give another example here. What it says here. The transitive root verb is changed. Just zoom in so you can see nicely. The transitive root verb is changed to intransitive in this form of the verb. Okay, you know what that means? That means that the quality is a majhul quality. No, it's not a majhul. Okay, it doesn't actually mean that anyway. But transitive and intransitive is lazim, muta'addi in Arabic, but there's different discussion. But okay, so kasara means to break something. In kasara means to be broken. Can you see why I say it's like a passive voice form? Like if I say in kasara al-ka'su, it means this cup became broken. Yan kasru al-ka'su, the cup is becoming broken. You know what I mean? Maldi mudari. You with me? So it has a transitive verb. Look here. Qata'a means to cut something. In qata'a means to that which is cut off. You with me? So there's a it's a done upon, yes. It's like a majhul meaning. Fajara means to dig. In fajara means to gush forth. I don't know how that. Think about that one. Okay. So that's more or less the meaning. The word becomes like a majhul form, like a you know what majhul means, right? Qatala killed, kutila was killed. Daraba hit, duriba was hit. So that's the basic quality of this verb. Yes.
Try to translate, but then we go to the Quran just to check, and then it's maybe a Mazi verb, and then it will give you something that seems like it's present tense.
Yeah, so that's the problem, is that you can't refer to a translation Quran as a reference point for language. You understand? A translation Quran translates the intent of the word. You with me? So if the Quran says about Qiyamah, Jama Allahu nas, Allah will gather people. The translation Quran will say Allah will gather people. But Jama Allahu nas means Allah has gathered people. You with me? So you can't perform a linguistic interpretation based on a translation Quran. Because translation Quran wants to give you the end point of the meaning. It doesn't tell you what it actually means. You know what I mean? It's like a strange thing. But translation, there's a difference between what the words actually mean and what the final import or meaning of the language is. So that's why you come to Arabic classes, to realize the limits of translation. So when you start applying your root analysis, your linguistic analysis, you start applying your third dawra, your literary analysis, you start applying your tafsir analysis, the translation Quran almost means like there's like no space in your mind anymore, because you're on like level 20 and it's like level 2. You with me? The translation Quran is not a sufficient device to transmit the meaning of Quran. It's like level first step, but you don't use it as a reference point for your Arabic. You with me? You actually move beyond it.
My question is about the ism of all. Is there a reason why it isn't filled in on this verb because of the fact that it's got the test?
Yes. So because that's a good question. So the ism of all, you say I didn't translate it here, because this verb generally doesn't have an ism of all, because the normal meaning is like maf'ul. Because the ism fa'il means like the maf'ul. It's like they don't understand. But because the quality is majhul, the whole verb is majhul, so there's no space for majhul in it. Because the ism fa'il is maf'ul. Yeah. Okay. But I know this is a long discussion. All I want to do at the end of the day is I want to be able to say the verb and just translate the words. The quality thing will build over time. Okay, but there's a good reference here for qualities. This document is available, inshallah, for those of you. It's been my niyyah for about 8 years to write out a quality document. But in a niyyah, I must still get there and do because every year the same problem, so I just copied this thing from the book, but it's still a bit long, because it's like 40 pages long. I still wanted to do like a 2 or 3 page summary on qualities of the verb, but I must just sit down one day and write it. Maybe in the next decade, inshallah, I will write this. Along with the Sarf book I'm supposed to write for the last 10 years or so. And Nahwu book is written, but the Sarf book I'm still writing, inshallah. But you see that? No, that's a good one, yes. Okay. I'm going to leave that all I'm going to say is that if you can just complete this table. What does complete this table mean? Complete this table means to write out this table and to say it smoothly, and if you want to, and if you're able to, it's preferable to be able to say it from memory. That's all you must do for now. Because no matter what the quality is, that the meaning will still also stay the meaning. In talaqa will still mean proceed. Even if you can't remember now, that's actually a majhul for talaqa, which means to be released, which means to go. It also on the basic level, in talaqas can remain proceed throughout the whole Quran. You with me? So what we've chosen here is the most frequent ones that appear in the Quran. Okay. So I know it's a lot, but just try to say it smoothly. And it's a big process. I'm trying to just make it simple at the beginning. Okay, just stick to the beginning spots. But don't stress also, because if you don't know it, most of the Torah students don't know their verbs. You ask them now what verb, they don't know. But they can participate in discussion about it. Because I can tell them, oh, they have reference points. Because they tell me, oh, this action, they can't see it sometimes, but I can tell them, oh, now can you see it that muttaqin is actually on the 8th verb, but there's a weak letter in, and the 8th verb means this, and there's ismul fa'il. Now they can follow the discussion. Even though they're not able to necessarily say it. You with me? So we're just giving you the tools of because that's how things are discussed. I don't know, I'll also say ismul fa'il of the 10th verb. Like if you don't know what verb and ismul fa'il means, man. You understand? Like I can't say those words. And I have to explain the whole thing every time. So we're just laying a foundation here. So you don't have to drop out from Mazeedfeehi, just be here. Nobody have to bunk your tutorials. Yes?
Advise us to the translation for each of us. Like when we have the translation.
Yeah, so basically I give you the translation from the sheet. You with me? Normally the translation has these examples in.
Yeah.
If it's not on the sheet, you can.
You have to really look at this table with the answers, with the
Yes,
translation,
yes.
and then do the
Yes,
translation
yes.
only.
If it isn't there, you can check the dictionary, you can check translation Quran, but translation itself is a big field. Even if I give you one word here, it may have 4 other meanings. So that's why you do tafsir. Because you must go through every word in the Quran in context to understand what it means. Like in talaqa might mean something here, but it might have different context, mean something else altogether, something else. You with me? So but we can't cover all of that now, so you just do your best effort. Using this here, using dictionary, using translation Quran, do your best effort is fine, but it's much richer and deeper than we're able to just do it one word. Okay. Okay, while we're on tutorials, I am concerned that the tutorial attendance is rather sparse. So what I'm going to introduce, inshallah, because obviously I have 2 options. The one option is to move the tutorial in the middle of the day, just trap you here, so you can't make in talaqa. You can't be set free, because you're all making in talaqa at the end now, and I see it happening. So before I do that, before we adopt the punitive measures, we're first going to empower you to make the right choice. You know, a good teacher must empower the students to make the right choice first, before we force the choice. So what I'm going to do from our side is we're going to introduce much more structure into the tutorial, which means that every week you'll have a tutorial sheet which you prepare for and you then go through in the tutorial. First of all, I have to get to the Surah Fatiha now, but just the reason we have tutorials, a very important reason, is that you can come to class in Quran period and do nothing and just sit and enjoy the period. You with me? And you can go home and have no homework and not do anything. So the tutorial period is there to structure your work at home and your engagement with the work, that you have some format to engage. Because not all of you are preparing for class. Not all of you are revising your surahs. Most of you probably not. Not all going over your surahs at home that you're learning in class. You just come into class enjoying the ride. You know, like interesting, fascinating, gem, mashallah. I know how it goes. All students once a month still are students. So this is here to facilitate you to do some work. That's why I have a tutorial. So we have an assignment sheet, so every week we're going to do. And also for your benefit, I've chosen the Surah Mulk. So your tutorial will be based on Surah Mulk, because you're also memorizing it. I did it last year. If you do it in tutorial, you'll really know it at the end of it. It's a very powerful experience to know a surah and recite it from memory. It's a very powerful experience. Okay, so in every week we're going to give you a small section. Your job is to be able to, your homework is that you practice this section, that you're able to translate it without any English words on the page. Okay, because we don't use the English as a crutch. You with me? You will take the English away, so you can write the English here, but in tutorial you must be able to translate it from a blank mushaf. You with me? No English. It's short, it's like 3 lines, it's not a lot. Okay. So that's the first thing you must do, and every week you must do a piece of that. And in tutorial, you'll basically get chances to go through it. Second question, we're going to ask you a Nahu question, simple Nahu, because after I'm done with Mazeedfeehi, I must start more advanced Nahu with you, after Ramadan, inshallah. But we ask you a Nahu question, and we ask you a few, what's the hal, what's the sabab, and so on, nasb and fa, just to refresh your memory. Also, the Mazeedfeehi, I made it structured now. So I know some of you are scared, whatever the case is, it's fine, inshallah. All you must do is, there was 1, 2, 3, 4 words here. You must be able to say it from memory or read it smoothly. Fa'ala, nazzala, fa'ala, jahada. Okay, and the last thing is Arabic reader. You saw the Arabic reader? Yes, you're going to do a page a week in the tutorial, inshallah. So you must prepare a page. In the Arabic reader, there's 2 parts. The one part is, you can write the answers in. You with me? You can write the English and stuff there. At the back of the Arabic reader, I repeated the whole reader. This page you must keep without any English. You must be able to read the page in Arabic and be able to translate it. Okay. So you have about 3 lines from Quran, about 5 lines from reader, which you must be able to read in Arabic and translate. And finally, I ask you a reflection question, discussion question. So this will be the tutorial format going forward. So I'm going to ask that no one leaves after I slip out. I see you also making intalaqu ila al-bab wa ila sayyara. Just be part of the tutorial process, inshallah, for your own sake. So you have a format to engage with your work. Otherwise, you're not going to progress in terms of your studies. Okay. So that's the new format. If you're still all going to leave, I'm already going to move the period in the middle. And then you're going to make a choice now. Are you going to work it now? But before I do it, I'd rather leave it as is. And I'll see how it goes. Okay. The homework is just to complete the sheet and to do it smoothly. Let's go through some Surah Fatiha. We really need to finish Surah Fatiha, inshallah.